Live. We'll see in a few minutes. We'll see if anybody files in on a Tuesday night. Um, I just thought kind of last minute when I got off work today that I might go live. Just a live stream to WB Cigars. Hey there. First, um, just to kind of spend time with the community and we all know it's Match's birthday today. He would have been 65. That retirement age didn't quite make it. Uh, but I had a couple of things I wanted to talk about too, and just enjoy a smoke together, celebrate John's birthday. So we'll let some of y'all file in, and I'll get my comments going on my laptop over here. So bear with me. I thought Professor Jeremiah was doing a Zoom live stream, like a Zoom conference that he was live streaming as well. That's something I hope more and more people start doing. Um, Professor Jeremiah, I got to jump in on one of his Zoom rooms a week and a half ago. It was a lot of fun. Um, Maybe we'll talk more about that later. But let me get my channel up so I can see the comments. There I am. Gosh, that's what I look like. Alright, let's get some comments going. John Galdari. You're going to have to phonetically spell how to, like, say your last name for me. One of these days. I'm very sorry. Or maybe you already have and I forgot. But I appreciate that, man. Northern New Jersey loves you. I appreciate that. Eddie and the Cruisers. Old Hollywood Briar's in the house. I've been digging into your videos, man. I'm late to the party as to that. Uh, but I really appreciated the Matches tribute that you posted, and been digging back into your back catalog. So y'all check out Old Hollywood Briar if you have not. The after party video made me blush a bit, but very interesting. Ryan, hello. David Dixon. North Country Off Grid. Hey, man. Well, say happy birthday to your wife. I don't know why she wouldn't understand you just hanging out at the live stream, though. I mean, that's weird, but whatever. Um, no, I totally get it, man. Pipe smoking deputy. Um, I don't want to continue to give pre-order updates because I kind of want it to be a surprise how much we're able to send on behalf of the pipe community to John's family. So I'm not sure about that. What do you guys think? There are enough. I can tell you that there are enough pre-orders. We've hit the mark at which Savinelli is going to do it. So no worries there. Have you thought about selling pipe scrapers? Are you talking about reamers? If so, I haven't found any affordable reamers that I know a distributor for, and I don't want to just start a new distributor partnership for one thing like reamers. Um, I've got a couple of sets of reamers that I just got off Amazon in the $15 to $20 range. The Castleford reamer set with the bit heads, and what is that? What is it called? The Senior reamer. Is that what it's called? You guys keep me straight. It's been a while since I've used either one of them, honestly. The cake in my pipes grows very slowly. And I have, I think it's because I cycle through so many pipes. And I only smoke 1 to 3 bowls a day. I guess 2 bowls a day on average. NC Piper, the deadline for the Matches tribute pipe, the deadline for pre-orders is March 1st. So, probably the morning of March 2nd, I'll cut that off, or maybe midnight March 1st. We'll see if I'm up at that time. Sometimes I close in on that. I haven't even seen if that's a weekday or anything. I just knew that I wanted, some people get paid weekly, some people get paid bi-weekly, and some people get paid monthly. So I wanted to be sure I hit everybody's paychecks during the pre-order. So I know my wife is a teacher. She gets paid the last work day of the month, or the last school day of the month. So anyway, March 1st would be the deadline. I'll let it run through March 1st, definitely. And then I will be ordering extras for those that miss out on the pre-order. But I don't know how many extras. We'll just have to see. I don't want to be too overly optimistic about ordering extras, because it could be that, in this 3-week time frame, everybody who's going to order gets their pre-orders in, right? And then I'm stuck with 50 extra pipes that sell very, very slowly as new people come into the YTPC. We'll see. We'll see. Pipe smoking deputy. You guys, volume check. I'm gonna put this lapel mic on my collar here. So volume check. Make sure I'm not killing you here. Yeah, that looks great, doesn't it? I'll put it down a little bit. There we go. So, yes, you can order more than one. I think I've had a few pre-orders of 2 or I think 3 pipes. I had one person order 5 pipes for his friends. So, yes, you can order more than one. Because we don't have a finite amount yet. You could order 100 if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend that, but I haven't put a limit on the pre-orders, because we're determining with the pre-orders how many get produced. Let's see, what else we got? We got 46 in the house. That's not too shabby for a Tuesday. Unannounced completely, no word of warning at all. I did want to also say, I know there are a lot of people who have been asking about, and I don't want this to be completely about the pre-orders, guys. I'm going to get to loading up a pipe here in a second. But I did have some information to disseminate. Sergeant Savinelli put out a video today, which is the best advertising piece for the pipe Nook I've ever seen. Thanks so much, Sarge. But it was on behalf of, it was all about this Matches tribute pipe. So it's much appreciated, Sarge, that you help get the word out like that. Briar Report has been a big help in getting the word out. I sent out an email today on John's birthday about the pre-orders. But even before my email went out to my customer base and my newsletter subscribers, we had a good bit of pre-orders already come through. So the other thing I wanted to say about the pre-orders, and we'll stop on that, is, well, maybe two more things. We can only do them as a run, they'll all be the same, right? So I can't have some be 9mm, which I know some people wanted. I would want a 9mm pipe, but they all have to be the same, at least for this. Maybe in the future I can try to do a 9mm filtered version. That's not a promise. But what I wanted this to be is Matches Friday Savinelli. And his was a bone stock Roma lucite 6mm filtered, and I don't think he used filters at all, but you know, there it is. So I wanted it to be exactly that pipe. The pipe that he loves so much, the pipe that we love seeing him with so much, the pipe that Sarge tells us he was buried with. So that's what the pre-order is for this run. The other thing is, I know a lot of people have mentioned, hey, I live in England, I live in Australia, I live in Canada, or wherever else, and the Pipe Nook does not ship internationally. Also does not ship within the state of Florida because of our tobacco laws. And I won't get into all that, but I just had to throw the baby out with the bathwater as far as Florida sales go, because I'm not a web designer, and I couldn't get my web store to cooperate by allowing you to purchase pipes and not tobacco. Anyway, I'm just kind of rattling on and on here. I feel like an airhead, but international sales, the Pipe Nook web store is not equipped right now to accept international sales. But if you live abroad outside of the U.S., or if you live in the state of Florida and you want to take part in this Matches tribute pipe pre-sale, send me an email. Go to my contact page on thepipenook.com, send me an email, and I can send you an invoice through my PayPal. Now you can use a credit card. You don't have to have a PayPal account, but that's what I use for merchant services. So do that. I'll get you an invoice. Paul, I appreciate that. What else? That might be it. Well, let me pick a pipe. I was going to talk about this Dawkins CD that I got in the mail. This is the original mix of Dawkins Dysfunctional. Not that many people care about that, so we'll set that to the side. But I just got that in the mail. I think it's pretty nifty. I was gonna smoke my 673, but it is not clean, and it's full of stuff from yesterday. And you guys, I actually finished smoking my Haunted Bookshop. My tin of Haunted Bookshop that I had open yesterday. I think I'm gonna smoke my 320, my Series 3 320. The Eddie Gray version of the Friday Savinelli. So we'll do that. And maybe, I don't have any old dark fired out here. I think John would say smoke what you like and let's all get together and enjoy each other, but smoke the Haunted Bookshop if you got it. I don't have any open and I'm all sold out. So I think I'll go with some Shanae's cake. Actually, here's what I'll do. I was going to show you guys this. So I opened Cornell and Deal's Kelly's Coin someday last week. Hey, Big Kev, Desert Pine Piper, singing some Dawkins. So I opened this Kelly's Coin. It is not a coin. It's a ribbon cut. Tastes like predominantly burley. Maybe got a little perique in there. Let's see, burley blend. It says it's for those a little rough around the edges. I'm going to agree with that. Goatman Stevie, in the house. Pipe Rider. Pipe Rider asks, what kind of filters do you use? Typically, I'm smoking 9mm filtered pipes, and I will use Stanwell pipe filters. I have those up on the site. I also have some Big Ben pipe filters. I'll use either of those interchangeably. I think I'm going to start carrying Peterson 9mm filters here in a little bit, just so I have... the problem with 9mm filters that I've found in the last couple of years is sometimes you can get the Stanwell, sometimes you can get the Big Ben, but when they sell out, I can't get them here in the States on my site for months at a time. So I try to get as many of them as I can when either of those two brands comes available. That's kind of unfortunate, but I do my best to keep the 9mm charcoal filters in stock. London Calling with Simon, Magician Piper. Jack, Magician Piper, send me an email. Go to my contact page and send me an email, and I can get you an invoice. But yes, you can be included in the pre-orders. London Calling with Simon says, Simon, I don't know if that means you're about to go live. I do not want to trip over your live stream if you're about to, so let me know. Hopefully I'll catch it. There's a lot of comments flying by here. I have a doppelganger in Montrose. I actually have a doppelganger here in, maybe a couple here in Pensacola, Florida. I must just have that kind of face. All right. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I'm going to dump this pipe out, you guys. Because I got sidetracked with replying to comments. I didn't tell you about this Kelly's coin. So it is rough around the edges, and I did not enjoy the two or three bowls I smoked of it by itself. Pretty harsh, particularly the second part of the bowl. So what I do is I grabbed some Granger and just maybe put 1 part to 4 parts, like just, well, I've never been good at math. Let's say 25% Granger, 75% Kelly's coin. But this is true, I've found this to be true with a lot of different blends. Maybe blends that I find too harsh. I will mix with some sort of light aromatic, and it tends to soften it up a little bit. So it doesn't have to be Kelly's coin, and it doesn't have to be Granger. It could be Big and Burley if that's too strong for you. Put in a little, you know, half and half, or put in a little Sir Walter, or even something like Lane 1Q or something like that. All right, so now that I got my Kelly's coin softened up with some Granger, we'll try to reload this pipe. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island, welcome. We got 68 in the house, y'all. You guys, I've told you before, I'm not super comfortable with the live streams. For some reason, I'm much more comfortable recording a video and posting it. Maybe it's the whole live without a net thing, but I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to find the line between trying to be overly animated so people stay tuned in, which really isn't my style. And Yardism. So Yardism, if you've watched his live streams, He doesn't care, man. He's just sitting there, the camera's on. He could have 30 people in there, he could have 3 people in there. Does not matter, doesn't change the way that he talks or the way that he casually pauses, throws in things here and there, questions or comments or whatever. He's just who he is, right? And I like that, but I don't think I could be quite that laid back on camera. But I love Chad's live streams. Burning my knuckle. Hope the video feed and the audio is okay tonight, you guys. Thanks, Magician Piper. Yeah. That was one of my first loves right there, Sarah from Labyrinth. What was her name? Jennifer Connelly? Yeah. She's been in other stuff, but I haven't seen much of anything else. I've heard she's in The Rocketeer, which I still have not seen. I need to fix that in 2020. Smashing Artful, welcome. Oh, you guys are hearing my throat gurgles now. That's entertainment. So yeah, just putting a quarter Granger and 3/4 Kelly's coin really does the trick for that Kelly's coin. And now I don't have to sit the Kelly's coin in a jar and never smoke it. Nick Piper, welcome. Audio is superior. Superior to what? If it's that good, maybe I should sing some Bowie from Labyrinth, huh? That's good to hear. The video's doing good too, because sometimes these live streams have hiccups. Maybe I didn't finish my thought about Sarge, but I did really appreciate him getting the word out. I appreciate BRTV helping to get the word out about the tribute pipes. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be something that the YTPC has as a, you know, a part of John for years to come, you know. I'll be excited to see the unboxing videos when they start going out. Now, as to that, I'm going to have a super busy month where I don't see my family unless I've got them in an assembly line to help me box all these pipes up. It's going to be a crazy time when they all come in at once. So you guys be patient with me. I'm going to box up as many as I can every day and through the weekend. But I think it'll take a few weeks to maybe 2 months to get all these out, because it's just me, you guys. It's just me. Boca de Boynton, I think you're asking if they're all coming through me. Yes, I'm the one placing the pre-orders with Savinelli. I'm the one that's commissioning the run, so they'll all be available through the Pipe Nook only. And that's not because I'm not willing to play well with others. It's just because, you know, I'm in the YTPC. None of the other, you know, I'm kind of a small fish, and none of the other companies have that personal connection with John. As a matter of fact, I reached out to Cornell and Deal, and Jeremy Reeve emailed me back and said, you know, we did hear of John's passing, but we don't personally know him, so it would be disingenuous of us to, you know, commission a memorial set of tins. But that is something that I might look into in the future if you guys are interested in that, doing a limited run of Haunted Bookshop that is somehow a tribute to Matches. Somewhere on the 10 art, he said we could do it as like a plug or a crumble cake, or, you know, a flake or something like that, to differentiate it from the standard Haunted Bookshop. TPI's in the house. Happy birthday, Matches. We lift our pipes to John tonight. I only wish I hadn't smoked up my Haunted Bookshop last night. Man, the Haunted Bookshop, after a week of smoking it primarily, has really grown on me. Be interesting to see if I stick with it. Like, I wanted to crack another 10 tonight, but I'm out. I don't have any 10s. So, to put the pre-order up on the site, I had to choose a number, just a random number that I pretty much knew we wouldn't hit. So I put 860, and it would just blow my socks off if we got anywhere close to 860 pre-orders in 3 weeks' time. You know, if we hit 800, I would cover the cost. You know, even 750, I could cover the cost to get to 860. I think that's being overly optimistic. I know Sarge was saying, you know, John had close to 14,000 subscribers. Wouldn't it be great if we could give Savinelli a 14,000 pipe order? That's really being overly optimistic. It would be great, but I would like to see us hit 860, but I really don't. I think we'll wind up landing around 200, 250, something like that. But we'll see. I mean, I could be surprised. You guys, some people have mentioned they've been having trouble with the age checker, which is something that the FDA wrote me a nasty letter about and followed up with me with some phone calls, and I had to put some sort of age checker tool in place. But some people have said, specifically on certain Android phones, the age checker doesn't want to load, gives them some kind of error message. If that happens, try it on an iDevice or a Kindle Fire or a PC or something like that. Hopefully, I mean, it's Tuesday. They were supposed to have that fixed yesterday. But hopefully that'll be resolved soon if it's not already. Old Joe Krantz, James Kelly, I've always liked Old Joe Krantz. The Haunted Bookshop has just been a once in a while kind of thing for me. It's just that extra Perique in Old Joe Krantz that I like so much. Yep, the age checker does work on iDevices. I do know that. And it works on some Android devices, but not all Android devices. They have a script edit coming to fix the issue, supposedly. Goatman Stevie, glad you stopped in. Portsmouth Piper, I don't have certain days that I ship out, but I do have posted on the site, I think, that I ship 3 days a week. The past few weeks, and even back through the holiday season, I've been shipping recently I've been shipping 6 days a week. So no worries there. But back through the holidays, December, and even Christmas money days, early January, I was boxing and shipping orders like 4 days a week. So like every other day-ish. But recently, with John's passing, I think a lot of people have been watching his videos. I mentioned this in my last live stream. And people have been hearing basically John shout out the pipe Nook over and over again, and I wound up with a lot more orders than I normally see these past couple of weeks. So I'm a little behind now, maybe a few days lead time for an order to go out. And here I am sitting on my butt telling y'all I got orders to pack, but I really wanted to come on and spend time with the community and, just celebrate John's birthday. Would I say that the USA has a better selection of pipe tobacco than the UK? I don't know, because I've never been to the UK. And here in the US, as far as local brick and mortars, it really just depends on where you live. Where I live, there is no more dedicated brick and mortar pipe shop as of about 4 years ago. There's a couple of head shops where you can buy some crack pipes and whatnot. The first time this is from Piano Piper, says, I heard Haunted Bookshop tastes like cigarettes. What are your thoughts? The first couple of bowls I smoked of Haunted Bookshop, maybe even the first 10, that was kind of my thoughts. Excuse me, but I've kind of learned to tease the perique out of it a little bit. I don't know if that makes sense, but a lot of cigarettes are made from burley. What the Haunted Bookshop is missing as far as cigarette taste is that terrible, acrid, burning white bleached paper smell. But your wife or significant other may disagree and say, no, that smells like cigarettes. My wife's not fond of the smell. But I don't think she's ever said it smelled like cigarettes. Pipe Smoking Deputy, there are 4 versions of Old Joe Krantz. The original is the brown label. It's just called Old Joe Krantz. Then they have a white label, a blue label. I'm sorry, let's be USA about it. A red label, a white label, and a blue label. And John smoked the original because he was an original, right? But yeah, he smoked the original Old Joe. I don't know that he ever tried the others. I'm digging through his old videos, as many of them as there are, so maybe I'll stumble upon him trying one of the others. What wife is? Magician Piper, what syntax is? Well, thankfully, my wife puts up with me smoking here in the West Parlor. Out in the garage. It's my dirty little secret. I don't have a West Parlor per se. It's the garage. Yes, Nick Piper. Good to hear from you. Send me an email through my contact page, and I will send you an invoice to ship to Canada for the tribute pipe. And guys, I may open things back up because I've had so many people ask me about international shipping lately. I may open back up to international shipping. I had some problems a while back, as some of you know, with people getting hit in various countries with crazy crazy tariffs, where they would have to pay, you know, basically doubling the price of whatever they ordered. A couple of boxes got shipped back to me because some countries do not allow tobacco sales to cross their borders. What else? One person wanted to order from me and didn't have a street address and wanted me to ship it DHL to Lebanon, some like a village in Lebanon or Libya, I think. I can't remember, but I mean, if I open back up to international shipping, I do have to be able to use the United States Postal Service, and I do have to be able to, you do have to have a street address. I can't ship to, you know, I don't know, the drugstore in the middle of the village or whatever, but, and that's, I'm not making fun of anyone if they don't have a street address. That's just, I know that some places are different from other places, but that's something I have to do to protect myself and to protect the shipments, make sure that, you know what I'm saying. Let's get this relit. Oh, what have I missed? James Kelly, I hope I caught you, but thanks for stopping in. Oh, we just hit 75 in the house. Tobacco Pipes International asks, when you sell a Savinelli unfinished, does a box and sock come with it? No, they're naked as the day they were born. They don't come with anything. The 9mm versions come with one balsa filter in place. That's all they come with. And part of why they're as inexpensive as they are, you know. Savinelli just, they're basically basket pipes. So yeah, they don't come with a presentation box or a pipe sock or anything like that. Magician Piper, sometimes you're talking about putting a fan next to your window and smoking that way. I have found that if you choose the right tobacco, like a mild or an aromatic tobacco, I can smoke in my car with the window kind of cracked. Excuse me, I got the belches tonight. But, you know, if my wife jumped in the car right after I stopped smoking, she would know. But give it 2 or 3 days, she's fine. Chad McDanger, yes, John was planning to retire this year. He was planning to retire last week, like the week after he passed away, I do believe. And that hurts. We had somebody like that at work that passed away last year, that was planning to retire and passed away at work. It makes me want to get out while I can, as soon as I can. I think John enjoyed his work. I'm not exactly passionate about my day job. I am passionate about the pipe Nook, so I would like to do that full time eventually. Or at least let that be my retirement job, you know? An essential oil called Purify. Diffuse that for a couple hours and smoke stench disappears. Interesting. Christopher Kidwell, I kind of want to keep the number of pre-orders a secret. Because when I write the check to John's wife and mail it out the beginning of March, probably the first week of March, I don't want anybody to have let on how much is coming on behalf of the YTPC or the pipe community at large. I think I'll just sign it, the pipe community, but I'll send her a card and a check. But I will let you know definitely once the I'll post what the number is of the run that we're going to be able to do. Pipe Smoking Deputy, the pre-orders have passed the threshold of what we needed to get them commissioned. They've not yet passed my expectations, but I'm confident they will. I know we can't all drop. They're a little bit more than the standard Roma Lucite, which I'm sold out of again, but I'll be reordering those soon. But they're a bit pricier than the standard run Roma Lucite, but they will be something very special, I think, for the YTPC. And I'll be able to give some money to John's family. But I know, even though he had 12, 13,000 subscribers, everybody can't drop, $100 and some change on a pipe like that. So, I can't, I don't foresee getting 10 or 12,000 pipe orders for that pipe. But I know we all want one, and I know those that can will, and I'm hopeful that we'll land around 250. Boca de Boynton says, I have the 677 Roma Lucite, and it is a freaking gorgeous good smoker. Man, that 677 shape is cool. It's kind of like a stretched limo version of the, it's not super big, but it just seems like an elongated version of the 673 or a cousin of the 673. I don't have one of those in my personal collection, but every time they come in, I'm like, do I really need another pipe? I really want it. Derek's Pipes and Cigars, you can pre-order on the site. I've got the, just look for the Matches860 tribute pipe. I've got it live on the site for pre-orders. I have not seen the Savinelli Cocktail 673. Let's see. As you guys know, I keep a pretty curated bit of pipes and accessories and whatnot. Oh, that's nice. I don't see the price of one though. I see a picture. Black rusticated. What would you call the color of that stem? It's definitely yellow. I don't know that I would call it amber. Maybe like a honeycomb color. Mm. Oh, what have I missed? They're flying by again. That's the problem with putting this lapel mic this close to my throat, is you get to hear all the little burps of a middle-aged man with digestion problems. So my apologies. TPI, the tribute pipe, is on. It's under featured products on the main store page. You can also find it under Savinelli Roma Lucite. It's on that page. Jack, I appreciate that. The fact that my website is easy and clean, I wanted it to have a simple aesthetic. I wanted it to be able to, I wanted people to be able to navigate it easily. I don't like going to a website that just blah, there's stuff everywhere. Like you got panels and side panels and pop-ups everywhere, and oh, this, special, and these are on sale, and this is, it's too much. I don't like going to Amazon, and I never just browse around these big sites. Well, I used to for like the bigger pipe sites, but it's just too much. It's too much. So I wanted to go simple, but at the same time, I'm not a fantabulous web designer, so I can't get super technical with it. So I keep it simple for myself. I think it's time to dump some of this Kelly's coin. Man, this stuff burns fast, y'all. In a 320, for me to have burnt through half of it already. And I didn't start smoking it at the beginning of the live stream either. If you're in Florida, definitely email me. Can't do it on the website. Grateful Dog. That's right. I'm a firm subscriber to the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So I did also want to mention who's heading it up. There are some artisan pipe makers who have come together to make some memorial or some commemorative matches pipes. You guys remember who's heading that up? Is it Simon? Yep. So y'all check out London Calling with Simon, his channel, for information as to that. There are different artisan pipe makers who are going to be taking part in that. And from what I understand, most, if not all, of the proceeds for those one-off artisan pipes are going to John's wife and daughter. Unfortunately, I can't do that because as a retailer, it costs money to order these pipes from Savinelli, and every minute I'm packing boxes is a minute away from my family, so I do have to account for that, but I did want to do something to help out Gene Harden, and we're going to be able to give a good bit to Gene when it's all said and done, I do believe. Wildcat Sam, welcome. Paul the Piper, I do not make pipes. I'm slowly but surely making this pipe. I've got a hobby block, and I've actually smoked this a few times. Smokes just fine. Doesn't look like much. And every now and then I'll take a knife to this and just scrape the side. And maybe if I get 20, 30 years on this, it'll wind up having a shape. Evil Blue Monkey got some G&H Dark Flake coming. Nice. Go Gawith and Hogarth. Boca de Boynton, every time you laugh, your wife shoots you a look. What on earth are you laughing about? I'm not a funny man. I'm sure it's the comments. Dr. Piper, that's a cool name. Eddie, are you planning on doing a weekly get toy-like matches used to do on Fridays? I'm not sure what that means. If that was voice to text and you mean am I going to do a weekly live stream on Fridays, I doubt it. I went live after Chad. Actually, I was on Chad. I was watching Yardism's live stream and mentioned that I wanted to go live, and he graciously said, "Oh yeah, let's go over to Eddie's channel." And I went live last Friday during John's time slot, and there were some people that were upset with me for doing that. So I was excited about announcing this tribute pipe, and I think John would want us to continue doing what he did, which was being a community. I think eventually some people are gonna vie for that time slot. I don't know that I want to put a dog in that fight at this point, because I did get some backlash about that. So if you guys got offended by that, I just want to say, there was no offense intended. I found out after the fact that there is a, what would you call it? There's a growing momentum of like a groundswell in the community for the idea of keeping that time slot from 7 to 8 Eastern time each week on Friday for the community at large to just go back and watch John's videos. And I absolutely can appreciate that. Desert Pine Piper, glad you stopped in. But at the same time, I think John would be the first to say that time slot is not holy ground. It was a time for the community to get together. John would tell you he's not I don't think he ever wanted to be the patron saint of the YTPC. I think he would have wanted us to carry on as a pipe community and take part in that community aspect of live streams. Chad's going to keep his going, I do believe. And I know Cane Rod Piper announced that he's going to do the slot after that from 8 to 9 Eastern. But I don't know about John's old time slot. You know, I'll have to do some thinking about that. It would be nice if maybe we could get some kind of rotation going so that different channels could use that time slot in the future. But we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. It is so soon to, you know, deal with those kinds of... We don't have to make that decision today, in other words. Monty53 Piper, glad you came by. We'll talk to you later. So I watched, oh, let's see, a couple more comments. Whoever takes the slot, just take a moment of silence for the 860. Jeff Brooks, welcome. There goes Dad's lungs. Just don't suck it, don't suck the smoke down your lungs. Like I mentioned, I've been going through a lot of John's old videos, and I'll be doing that. I don't imagine stopping doing that. His videos have always, for me, been my favorite videos here in the community. But I did a live stream with John, a couple of live streams with John, using Google Hangouts, which is no longer available to do. You can still do Google Hangouts, I think, but you can't do live streams with it. But I got to actually virtually share a pipe and interact with John over those 2 Google Hangouts, and he busted me. We were talking about music, and I asked him what music he liked, and he's like, "Don't you remember I made that VR to you?" And it was like 3 years before, and I had 30 VRs to that giveaway I was doing, and I just, off the top of my head that night, couldn't remember John's VR for the life of me. But this week I went back and watched that VR to the Pipe Nook, and where he talked about his early, how music was really important to him, and his early formative years when he got into the British invasion bands and really got into Yes. And so based on that, the last couple of days, I've been listening to Yes here and there, which I've never gotten into Yes. But really been digging that first album these last, because I'm thinking about John enjoying that first Yes album when he was a teenager. Good night, Traveler Mike. Alright, I done missed a bunch of stuff again. Boca, I have a Twitter account. I don't post much at all on Twitter. Maybe one day I'll get back on that horse. I don't use Twitter personally, but I've heard there's been a increase in pipe-related things on Twitter recently. AT, good to see you. Boca Raton. I've never been to Boca Raton. I've never been south of, well, once my family, when I was a teenager, went on a cruise, and I think that went out of Tampa. So the furthest south I've been is St. Pete, probably. Which St. Pete is about 7 hours away from me. Boca Raton, I think I checked one time. It's like 11 or 12 hours away from me. Florida's a big state, yo. Jeff Brooks, for some reason I had to approve your message, but there it is. So I'll be down in the St. Pete area, in the Tampa area, Clearwater. In a few weeks, I'm going to see John Waite perform. I think it's going to be an acoustic set, but I'm not sure. He might have a skeleton band with him. But John Waite is my all-time favorite vocalist. Not necessarily my favorite songwriter or my favorite, none of his albums, well, one of his albums is in my favorites list, but I love his voice. And he was the singer for Bad English back in the day, the Babies in the 70s. Dr. Piper, good to see you, man. Yeah, typically when I go live, when I do live streams, it's on Wednesday nights. So this is just a special live stream tonight in honor of John's birthday. We've been going for a little over an hour, y'all. Let me look at my subs list. Do y'all know, is anybody else going live? I do not want to segment or take away from anybody else's live streams tonight. Y'all let me know in the comments if you know of anybody else that's live right now. I don't see any of my subs that are live, but that doesn't, I'm not subbed to the 1,000 or 2,000 of us, so. Sea Smoke. TX Crafts 1, if you have a question about the pipe, the commemorative pipe, let me know. but you can check out the details on my site. Honestly, I didn't want this to turn into an hour-long advertisement for that. I mean, I'm excited about it. I know a lot of you are excited about it, but I definitely didn't want to just come on John's birthday and try to sell pipes. But they are available for pre-order now. And I can't wait to get mine. What is Tobacco Pipes International mentioned Vaughn Live TV? I'm not familiar with it. Vaughn Live TV. Yes, Sea Smoke. I mentioned the pipe auction that Simon, London Calling with Simon is doing. I did mention that. I hope you guys will all check that out as well. Those will be one-of-a-kind memento pipes. You can play music. Like in the background, you can play like I can play Tom Petty or Iron Maiden. No restrictions. Jeff Brooks, I don't think there's going to be a Kobe Bryant commemorative pipe. That's interesting. I'm going to have to check that out. Vaughn TV? Vaughn TV. I'll check it out later, but I've got it up in a tab. Of course, what I'm really hoping is BRTV turns into our home away from home, so to speak. Briar Report, the website itself, has already become such a resource for the pipe community at large. Okay, fine, Wildcat Sam. I know you've asked this before, maybe 2 or 3 times. I can tell you that we're up over 100 pre-orders right now. We're nowhere near the 14,000 that Sarge wanted us to have, but we're up over the 50 that we needed to get the pipes commissioned. I don't know why so many of you guys' comments are getting flagged for me to approve. I can't make rhyme or reason as to that, but I'm trying, you guys. this is an old comment, but WV Cigars asked if I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do a live stream tomorrow since I went live tonight, because I've got to pack orders. Dallas, I did see that about using your laptop to get over that age checker problem. I mentioned that earlier too. If you guys are having a problem on Android devices placing orders, use something different like a PC or maybe even a MacBook. I've heard Kindle Fires work. Gustavo, if you're in Florida and you want to pre-order a pipe, send me an email to through my contact page. We'll get you set up. I'm doing my best to make sure that as many people as possible can take part in this. Sea Smoke, Labyrinth is one of my all-time favorite movies, and yeah, I have 3 daughters, and they've all been they all like Labyrinth. They've all been introduced. No worries, Wildcat Sam. I know you guys are interested in the count, what we're up to so far, but I just kind of want to keep that under my hat as much as possible. Have you tried, this is Pipe Smoking Deputy, have you tried experimenting with pressing your own tobacco? I don't have any kind of press. I haven't done it. I know a lot of folks in the community have. I've seen different videos, but I haven't done it. Dallas, thanks for hanging with us. I am at the end of this pipe, and I do not think my head can take another pipe of after this 320 bowl at the moment. So we're winding down. If you guys haven't checked out Magician Piper's tribute video, by the way, check that one out as well. That one really got me. Night WV. Yes, also Old Hollywood Briar, I think is his channel name. He did a really nice tribute. And that's how I found him. That's how I just recently subbed to him. His latest video is not safe for work. Of course, most pipe smoking videos are not safe for work, unfortunately, but really good tribute video that he put out. And I am smoking ash. Well, that's going to do it for me. The Magician Piper. The Magician Piper. Y'all check out his channel for his tribute video that he made. And Old Hollywood Briar. And there's tons more, as you guys know. You can just search Matches860 tribute, and you'll find a bunch of them. But we're going to sign off here, you guys. So raise a glass or a pipe or both to the man, the myth, the legend, Matches860. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, you guys, as we celebrate John's 65th. And we'll chat with you later. Have a good one, y'all.